Welcome back to another episode of Kotlin Bootcamp for programmers. In this episode, I am going to teach you about abstract class and interface. Along with the previous tutorials that I talked about the inheritance, I created three classes: encoder, HR, coding, and marketing, and all of them extended the encoder. Now, I want to show you some bugs in my code or some problems in my code. So let's see what are my problems. For example, here, what if I created the object of encoder? Can I do that? Now let's see. encoder. Now, as you see, I can create the object of encoder, and now let's print that data. Print data. So let's see what we can get from this print data of encoder class. Now let's see. I hope that we get something. Now we get department name nothing and department manager nothing, because it is the base class and we don't have any department name here. We don't have department manager. So suddenly we created an object of encoder. It is not the correct way that we create our object. It means we should not be able to create the base coder encoder, because we don't have something like encoder department name. We don't have department manager. It is not a department. And this encoder, it is a concept that, or as we can say, this function is not completed, or this function is not completely ready for us. So for that purpose, we should not be able to create the object of that, and we get lots of error if we create the object and we see we don't have department name here. It is null. For that we will get error. Now I want to show you some more things. For example, this is a encoder. We created an encoder here. Now, for example, we have an HR department. Now, HR department should have a department name and department manager. But unfortunately, we forgot to add department name here. But we want to create an object of HR. And we want to print the data of that HR. Now if we see here, if we print the data of HR, as you see, department name and department manager. We have department manager, we don't have department name. It means our program has some bugs. We don't have department name because it is mandatory. We should have that department name. Or what if I should access, for example, if I access encoder, not the encoder, I want to access HR and department now. Now if you see, HR itself doesn't have department, so it doesn't have any department, but it extends the department name from here. As you see, it is the null. It is null right now, but we want to use, we don't know it is null or not. We want to get, for example, the 0 index of that department. As we see right now, we will get some errors here because that department name is null, but we want to access the 0th index of that. For this purpose, we should use abstract. For this thing, the concept of abstract class come to pictures. So I have to create an abstract class. Now I want to make this encoder to abstract. I want to remove open, and instead of open I want to type abstract. As soon as I make this abstract instead of open, we change that encoder to abstract class. Now we cannot create an object of encoder. As you see, we cannot create an object of encoder. Now let's see the error. Cannot create an instance of an abstract class. So for this purpose, now we cannot print that data. So first error is gone. So we solved the first error. Now in the second error, how we can do? For example, here we have department name, and here we don't have department name in HR. Now we knew that every department should have a department name and department manager. What if we forgot something? So as you see, we forgot something and we got error. Now I want to create these two as an abstract like this. Open var abstract var, and now I want to remove this because abstract will not be initialized. We don't need to initialize abstract. Now I want to make this also abstract. It means if we make it as abstract, it means we created the concept. We knew that every main coder child should have these two parameters. Now as you see, we are getting error here. Why? Because I have extended, but I have not used or override that one. Look at this. Class HR is not abstract as does not implement abstract base class members. It means we have some abstract members here. We should override that. Without overriding that, we will get error. So if I remove right now, so right now the Kotlin will not allow us to create a department name or without department name. Now if I remove that, so Kotlin will not allow us to create an HR department without the department name. So like this, we will remove all of the problems. Like we can create without name an HR department. Now if you see, we will not forget to create the department name. As you see, we have removed that. So right now we are abstract, and now we are overriding all of them. See, this is the beauty of Kotlin, that we created as abstract, and then here we override those abstract. It means right now if we create an HR, if we create an instance of HR, so it will get the department name from here, and it will get, if we create an object of coding, so it will get the department name here. And this abstract class will help us to don't create an abstract will not allow us to make an object of that class because the concept is not clear. Now we can see, as you see, now we cannot get any error because we have the department name here. We have the department name, and we can access that, and we can access the HR print data. We have the elements right now like this. And same thing as abstract class, we have also interface. So what is the difference between interface and an abstract? So actually abstract class, it is a class that concept is not clear, or the class is not completely completed. We use abstract, and we use interface when we have only concept and some default values. For example, we have a common action for HR. For example, we have lots of departments, but we have a common action for them. For example, responsibility, it means every every department will have a responsibility. What is the salary of every department, and what is the attendance? I make it as a it is a default methods for interface. So using how we can create interface. Interface is very simple, just with the keyword interface and interface name, and after that we will create this an abstract class. As you see, inside interface we have only function, and we don't have function declaration. We have we have declared the function, but we don't have function initialization. Like this, we don't have anything. We don't need the like this initialization. By default, this function is abstract. Look at this. By default, all of the interface classes abstract, but in the abstract class, by default they are not abstract. Like right now, this function print data is not abstract. It allowed us to either you will override that or not. Look at this. We have we don't have an abstract like function print data here. Now we don't need to override that function here. We don't need to override that function here, because whenever a class or a member data, whenever any parameters like this parameter, or whenever a function is abstract, we have to implement those data members or member functions inside the child class here, inside child class. As you see right now, we have two data members. They are abstract, and now we are overriding this. Without overriding those, we are not allowed to go further. For example, if I make this one as abstract, a function print data with body cannot be abstract. Look at this. Now if I created abstract function like this, so I cannot create an abstract function like this. I can make an abstract function, for example test. I want to do just test. Now inside abstract class, we are not allowed to make abstract, because abstract, it means the concept is not clear, and the concept is not clear. We are not allowed to do something. We will not have a body inside abstract function. Now we have abstract method test, and everything here we got error, here we got error, here we got error. It means we are not allowed to implement abstract to extend abstract class without implementing those function. Now if I override this function test, now the function or the error is gone. It means we have to override everything that are abstract in the abstract class. By default they are not abstract. This is not abstract, this is not abstract, but in the interface, every function, every data members, for example, if you create a var data member, this is an abstract. Var data member equal for, this is an abstract. We cannot create, we cannot initialize something in the interface like this. We cannot initialize, but we can do something like get. We can do something like get, and this get function will get 4. We can do something like this, and we have to make something like this. Now we will talk about that. It means the interface cannot have any data, any initialization variable. And remember, every interface function is by default abstract. It means it is an abstract. Every function is abstract. Now I have to remove this. Now if I implement this interface, how we can implement the interface? We can implement by directly using, after colon we can have multiple interface, but only one abstract class. We cannot extend multiple abstract class. If I created two abstract class 2 second or second class, I created the second abstract class. Right now if I try to extend that abstract like this, second class, we cannot create like this. We cannot have multiple inheritance, and we cannot create or we cannot extend multiple abstract. But how we can solve that? By the help of interface, we can extend, not extend, we can implement multiple interface in our class. I want to implement common actions. Keep remember, this is not valid, because if I use this parenthesis, I means I'm creating the constructor of this. By default interface does not have any constructor. I have to remove that. But mn kudar has a constructor. We can create by the help of constructor. Right now it has a nothing, zero argument, but we can create a constructor for them. Now like this, we can create any constructor, for example var name or something like this, string. I means we can create constructor for them. For example, like this, we can create constructor. We can pass a name here, name, and we can make it as a John. Like this, we can send that. Now I do need like this, and we do need any parameters or attribute for our abstract. This was just a concept. And now let's come to interface. Now as you see, we are implementing the common actions and we are getting errors, and these are abstract functions. We have to override these functions. Look at this. If you come here, you are getting error. Look at this. HR is not abstract as does not implement abstract members. That means we have to implement. For this purpose, if you implement abstract if you implement interface, you just go to here and click alt enter like this. If you press alt enter, we will have these options: implement members, make HR abstract, or something. We want to implement members. Now these are two methods that are abstract, this one and this one. I want to implement both of them inside that. Now the error is gone. We implemented a common action interface, and now because this is not abstract, as you see, we don't have abstract keywords here. Actually it is abstract like this. Look at this. Actually it is abstract, but by default it is not abstract. It has a default value. If you see it is a default value, it means if any function has a body, that is not abstract. It means abstract functions or abstract methods does not allow the body. It means without this parenthesis, abstract class should be created. Now let's come to here. What we have, interface. We implemented interface. Now we override two necessary functions: responsibility and salary. That means every department should have a responsibility, and every department should have a salary. Now I want to implement those two common actions. So I want to implement those two inside here also. Control enter, and now here I want to implement that here, common actions, and now control alt enter, and boom, you will get that. Alt enter. Now let's come to our code. Now if we override this responsibility, so we have to print like what is the responsibility of println. Now we can have the responsibility HR is different, and the responsibility of coding is different, responsibility of marketing department is different. But in the interface, in the common action interface, responsibility is not clear. I means every class has a responsibility, but they are not clear. I means they have to have a responsibility, but they are not clear, or they are not the same responsibility, but they are not the same or exact responsibility for every department. That's why we are using interface to have two mandatory functions, responsibility and salary, and then we have to implement those methods. Now what is the responsibility of HR? The responsibility of HR is to manage them to manage them and find talented. For example, find talents, find talents. Now what are the salary of like HR? We can have like the salary ranges, salary ranges like 3000, for example 30 to 40, something like this. We can have anything. Now we can have same thing. I want to remove this develop product. I want to have this develop product inside this because it was the responsibility for coding, but we want to remove that. We created already a responsibility for that, and the developers are developing the product, and the salary of developers. Now let me know what is the salary in your country or in your idea, or how much salary would you like to work. So I would like to work like 50k until like 100k. It is the average salary of coding for first world countries like US or Australia. These countries can have this much salary. And now what is the marketing? Marketing, the job of marketing is selling the product, and for example one of their responsibilities selling products. And what are the average salary? Let's make the average salary for marketing. They are very important in your organizations, and now I want to make it like 1000k 100k until up to like 2200k. Now I means every department has different responsibility. Every department it has an abstract or the department name and department managers. So by default right now we cannot create an instance of common action. Like if you use common action, we cannot have that one. Common action, we don't have that one. Common actions, if we create an instance, we cannot create an instance of that interface because they are not, the concept was not clear. It has nothing to do. We will not create that. We will not allow to create that. And we use them, but indirectly by the help of another class. Now HR has, for example, I want to create var HR. I want to create an instance of HR department. Now what has HR department? It has print data. This print data is got from this encoder, it means the base. And now we have attendance. Every attendance is from the interface. Now let's see attendance. Where is attendance? In the common action we have attendance, but as you see it is not abstract. We are allowed to not override that inside any department. And here, for example, attendance for HR is, for example, it is not normal like 30 days. HR are able to come anytime they want. For example, I want to override that attendance, and so we can call the super attendance. It means if you come to here super.attendance, it means come to the super class, this one, and call that attendance. If I run the program, it will call that actions, that methods. I don't want to call that. I want to have an extra or some different coding part here. Now I means in the attendance, HR has the 20 days of attendance in a month. Now we can create an attendance in HR. Let's print something here. What we can have, as you see, attendance for all stuff is 20 days. We can use this if we override in the HR, we override this attendance, but in the coding we don't have that attendance. By default we can use the interface. For example, in the coding department, dot attendance, In the coding, as you see in the coding, we don't have attendance here, but we have in the base class we have attendance here. Now we can use the default value of attendance. If I print that, we will get the 30 days for the coding parts. Attendance for staff is like 30 days. Now let's change some different scenario. For example, I wanna print the salary, or what is the salary of marketing departments. Marketing departments dot print data, or marketing, they are very important. And now salary or attendance, let's make the salary, and if we print the salary, we will get, this is for department name, department is marketing, and department manager is like James Bond, and the salary is 100k to 200k. So this is it for abstract and interface. If you like the video, please thumbs up. If you don't like, please comment below the reason. We can improve ourselves together. And if you're new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe, and see you soon on the next video.